The drop zone didn't sleep. It simmered with a new threat. Rain scattered against rusted pipes and puddles that mirrored broken neon. Deep in an alley choked with steam and shadows, Rakuto, Kyra, Gura, and Tanso steadied themselves. Melodrant's defeat had quieted the night, but only for a moment. From the far end of the alley, sound warped the air. Notes bent, twisted, and split into ripples that made the water dance. 4 silhouettes stepped forward, shapes cut from rhythm and resonance. The Dissonance Quartet. Tenor Clem's violin sang a thin, metallic shriek. Alto Vane's golden chords thrummed like living nerves. Safria tapped cymbals against her palms, eyes unblinking as rain hissed down her face. And in the center, conductor Rozark's baton carved the storm itself, each motion a command, each flick dictating violence. No words, only tempo. Rakuto's hand went to the hammer at his hip, the metal cold against his palm. Kyra's eyes narrowed, her hand hovering idly at her side. Empty. Gura shifted to cover, and Tanso exhaled hard, calculating odds he didn't like. Then the music began. Sonic waves erupted down the narrow passage, cracking glass, shaking metal shutters loose. Rakuto lunged forward, hammer clashing against invisible rhythm. Kyra slipped between vibrations like she could hear the pattern itself. Gura ducked a whip of sound. Tanso launched a handful of jagged nails that ricocheted through the distortion. Rain became percussion. Every drop a beat. Every breath a verse of survival. Rakuto's eyes followed Rozark's every gesture. He's leading them, he shouted. Go for the conductor. They moved as one. Kyra darted ahead, boots sliding through water, while Gura cut low and Rakuto brought his hammer crashing down. The soundscape fractured, then rebuilt stronger. Safria's cymbals slammed together, a blinding wall of tone that threw Rakuto into a trash pile. Kyra steadied herself, drenched, heartbeat sinking with the hum in the air. Something inside her flickered, an instinct buried deep in her pulse. She raised her hand. The air behind Rozark warped. A streak of condensed energy screamed through the rain, a blade of pure essence tearing through the final member of the quartet mid-motion. The shockwave split the puddles apart, silencing the music in an instant. As the echo faded, the blade materialized in Kyra's outstretched hand. Steel shimmered against the storm, her sword, her secret. She caught it smoothly as if she'd been waiting for that moment all her life. The others froze, eyes wide, but there was no time to question. Rozark stumbled, baton dropping, his control shattered. Rakuto drove his hammer into the ground beside him, sending one last shock that threw the conductor back into the dark. Silence. Only rain. The crew stood panting in the narrow alley, surrounded by broken glass and fading echoes. Kyra said nothing, just sheathed the sword that hadn't existed a moment ago. Rakuto gave a quiet nod. Guess the night's not done teaching us things. They disappeared into the maze of streets, vanishing into the pulse of the drop zone. When the rainlight dimmed, another figure stepped from the mouth of the alley, a woman in a long coat and porcelain mask, watching where they had gone. Her head tilted slightly, a slow curiosity behind the mask's painted grin. She whispered, almost to herself, "Found you." The storm swallowed her words whole.